sights on helping my cousin Zach get his first bow kill. You know, that summer leading up to the 2019 season, I really wanted to get him a buck, get him on one, you know, a good one, decent one, you know. And we set like 100 trail cams, you know, between, he had a 40-acre kind of lease that he was hunting, and I had like a 160-acre lease that I had at the time. And we just were really trying to find a buck that he could go hunt early season too, which is really kind of difficult here in Missouri. So that early season, we really didn't have any luck finding any bucks on our properties, on our leases. We had a few, but they were on the property and then not on the property. So we kind of picked a spot on OnX to hunt on some public land. We were just gonna throw a dart, you know, and try and find some bucks. The only way we could get in was bow. We had this little old bow, and we knew if we get into this place, you know, deep enough, we might be able to find some bucks. You know, we put the boat in and we kind of went on the lake and tried to find some bucks. We got in and seen a group of doe come through, and there were sign of bucks on some small rubs and stuff in early season, but we really just couldn't find anything on the bow. We went a few times and really couldn't find anything early season. So, mid-October comes around and we decide to take like an hour drive to this big piece of public land. We're just gonna camp out for the weekend, kind of just go in. We're going in blind. We've been there a few times, but hadn't really had any success there either. We've seen a few deer, but nothing to get jolly about, And we just decided, let's take a trip, hunting trip would be good just to go camp out for the weekend and see if we can't get on any deer or get him a buck, And at this point, we hadn't really had a chance yet at all. And we go up there, we do some camping, and we go hunt, and to our surprise, we actually have a good weekend of hunting and see some good deer. So we picked out this spot on Onyx, on this big, like 4,000 acre piece of public land, and this spot, just picking out on Onyx, you don't know until you get in there. And to our surprise, we actually picked a good spot, and we actually seen a lot of deer and had a lot of fun over the weekend hunting there. So, overall, the weekend was a success for us. We got close to some bucks. We didn't get close enough to get, a shot off or call them in or anything like that. It's still mid-October, but we did see some activity, some good buck activity, and got close to them, and we're in, the right spot at the right time, it seemed like. But just didn't, put it all together and present an opportunity for Zach to get a shot on one. So in our eyes, that was a success. It was a good weekend. We had fun and seen a lot of bucks. So that kind of gave us some energy, and to go out back to our properties and that we had leases on and put some time in and try and find some good bucks. The pre-rut, end of October was just starting to heat up. Bucks were on their feet. They were making scrapes, making rubs really heavy, and that was whenever I really knew we were in the game. And we had a chance. We finally had a chance. It's Zach's first opportunity to harvest a buck with his bow for the first time ever. She's at 24 yards right now. Waiting on the back one, right? Is that a spike? It's a 6-pointer. Yeah, 3-pointer. Ugly. And once we got into that first part of November, that precious first week of November, I call it's the money week. I decided to move one of our 2-man stands. We literally moved it from one tree to another, maybe 20 yards, maybe 30 yards. Right before we just walked in there, I knew it was in a good spot, but it was one of our rifle stands. But I just decided to move it a couple trees over, and it's over by the bedding in this place where I had encountered the split G2 buck the year prior and had all the encounters with him and ended up killing him on the other side of the field on that property. So I knew like that spot was going to be really good. And that morning it was just frosty morning, and that first week in November, how precious it is. And little did we know, that morning was going to be the morning it all came together. Early in the morning, I grunted this buck up across the creek pretty much, and he came in and would have been a perfect buck, especially for a first bow kill for Zach, would have been perfect. And he came into the grunt, but once he got to the edge of the field, he knew that something was up. He didn't know what was up, but he didn't quite come out and present a shot. And then this old, mature buck just pops out from up in the bedding. And I know the split G2 buck a year prior, he loved living up in that bedding. And it was weird because we had to walk past him, almost through all that, right where he came out. We walked right through there. And I think he got a whiff of us, or he's seen us or something. And those old bucks, he was an old, mature buck, and he was smart, and he just knew something was wrong. It's super late in the morning. It feels like super late in the morning. We're packing up, putting all of our things up, getting ready to go. And I catch movement out in this field, this grown up grassy field, you know. They love to bed in it. And I'm guessing this buck, again, we had to have walked by him or he just moseyed in without us seeing him. But he stood up in this field or came out in this field, but it's grown up. So he's out there probably 150 yards. And man, he just really took his time coming in. It was one of those things that time just stood still while this buck made his way to us. Make sure he's broadside. He's gonna stay. side shoulder. Hold on, don't shoot yet. Hold on, don't shoot. What is? It's what? What about it? I can't look through it. Hold on. He's not broadside. You got a shot there. You don't have a shot. Let down. You can let down. Don't move. He's 24 yards. Yeah. Do you want him to walk to 30 or no? Are you sure he should do that? Yeah. I just got a gap right here. Are you sure? Yep. You're positive? Yep. Alright. Where's he at? He's at 24 yards, so yeah. Listen. Did you see where he is? There's a bunch of hair on him. You know, Zach put a great shot on this deer. He could have shot him, you know, he could have put a bad shot on him. He could have, you know, forced a shot when he was close to us. I mean, he walked right underneath us. He could have forced a shot, but he, you know, he waited until a shot was presented to him, a better shot, you know, more effective shot. And when he pulled the trigger, you know, it turned out to be a really good shot. And the track, the deer, you know, he didn't go far. It was just a hard track in the thick grass, as thick as that stuff is. It's hard to track in that. But once we recovered the deer, you know, that was a moment I'll never forget. It was an exciting moment for me to witness his excitement, you know, and his hard work and determination paying off, and the learning, everything he learned on his journey with his first bow kill. For me to be there and to film it and to have that experience that he can live over and I can live over, and we can tell that story and look back on it forever. And it's just one of those things that don't ever say no to hunting with your friends or having an experience with your friends or family, going out and hunting together, because those are the memories, those are the encounters and stuff that you guys will remember, that everyone remembers and tells stories about. So don't ever turn down the opportunity to hunt with your friends and family.